Welcome to Daytona International Speedway. It's time for the Craftsman Truck Series qualifying. There's the man right there. They're all chasing. That's Ty Majeski, the 2024 Truck Series champion. Got a fresh hairdo. He's ready to get out there on track for the first time for the truckers. As you see the rules, I'm Jamie Little, joined by Michael Waltrip.
Now here's the rules. We're going to have 2 rounds. It's going to be an interesting qualifying session. I talked to some of the drivers down on pit road, Jamie, and when you follow these rules and they line them up for the race, they think qualifying somewhere around 6th or 8th to 10th might be the sweet spot. That means you got a lot of speed, but then you also got some downforce, some stability in your truck. So we're looking for a couple of things in this session. Who's going to get the pole, but then who we could pick as favorites to go win this race.
A lot to look for. We've got 38 trucks here. As you take a look at the weather, 71 degrees. It's awesome. Partly cloudy. Yesterday at this time, we came up in the booth ready to go. Truckers were going to hit the track for practice, and we had a big storm. So this is the first time we're seeing truckers on the track, and this is Timmy Hill, first one out. And
this is the perfect conditions to go qualify. Cloudy, overcast, cool temperatures. These trucks are performing at their most elite power right now. This is where you want your engine to run. This is what you want your truck to do. And these guys will take the green flag and run right around that yellow line and try to make this course as short as they can to maximize their lap time. The minimal lap time that they can make means the shortest way around is how they're going to do that. And you're going to see some cats during the course of this session. Timmy's not doing it, but they'll have their hand out the window trying to block the air from coming in the cab. That's how precise and how technical these teams are.
Well, as you saw in the rules there, single truck, 1 lap, 2 rounds. So the fastest 10 trucks after the first round will go on to the second round, just like we saw in Cup Series qualifying on Wednesday night. That, of course, will decide the pole sitter for tonight's race coming up.
I guarantee you there's a lot of truckers down there that are envious of Timmy Hill right now. They've been waiting since November to get on the racetrack, and Timmy's the first guy to get out there and get a run in. And so we'll see how Timmy runs and how that'll stack up in our field.
See it there, 172.4 miles per hour for a 52.18. Next up, the 72 truck, Parker Kligerman. Parker has a busy schedule this year. Well, he was full-time in the Xfinity Series, and now he's going up to the booth for our friends at the CW. And he'll also be running a partial schedule here in the Truck Series.
Parker, a lot of energy. Really fun on TV. It's going to be cool to see him transition into a role there, but I know he's thinking victory, Jamie. We know how good this man is behind the wheel of a truck. He's in that 75 spiked truck, and he's going to be thinking win.
Charlie Henderson with this team. Under the weather, not feeling so well, so thinking of him. Sure, it'll brighten his day to see that truck, that beautiful truck.
That brightens my day to see it. I know Charlie, what a friend of this sport he's been for so many years, and it's really cool to see his truck on the track. Hope you're doing okay, buddy.
Just getting started here, 2 trucks, 36 more to go. There's Tanner Gray waiting his turn. How about that guy, Daniel Hemrick, back in the... Welcome back to NASCAR Truck Series qualifying. 22 on track right now. That's Jason White for Rayon Brothers. And while we were away, a few drivers. Jason White clocked in a 51.82.
That's Canada's Jay White, not to be confused with Virginia's Jay White. There's a playing Greenfield with Trent Bruce turning the wrenches on this 95 truck.
He went to the top of the board with a 51.38.
And 2019 Talladega winner, Spencer Boyd. He clocked in so far in the second spot, 51.49. Pole last year was about a second better than that, Jamie. So as this session continues on, I believe we're going to see more and more speed out of these trucks.
Looking at Matt Mills making his second Daytona start.
Speaking of speed, last year here at Daytona, he qualified top 5. So maybe get a good feel for what the fastest time will be with this 42 truck of Mills.
Mike Shiplett as his crew chief, longtime Cup crew chief, Xfinity. He's been around the garage for a long time.
One of the Nice trucks, always bring really sporty looking fast trucks, does this organization. Probably a little disappointed in that, 51.64. Like I said, Jamie, some of these teams might have more downforce built into these trucks. When I say that, when you're running around here by yourself, you can just about handle anything. But when you get into traffic and the draft and all the turbulence that the air produces, you really need some stability in your truck. And that might mean sacrificing a little bit of speed in this qualifying session. So it's going to be fun for me to see how this plays out.
See the 2, Josh Rayom. Little swap with the number 2, owned by him now. Last year, of course, it was Rev Racing. Inspire, they had that joint partnership.
He has a career best finish here at Daytona of 6, so he can get it done when they go drafting this tomorrow evening. Excuse me. I know what day it is. This evening.
7:30 to be exact tonight, Mike.
7:30. Weather looks great. Perfect conditions. Harvick's going to join you here in the booth with Logano.
Yeah, Joey Logano.
That's some guys that know about getting around here at this place, doesn't it?
They sure do. Both Daytona 500 winners.
That's right.
Both champions. And both winners in the Truck Series. So looking forward to hearing their analysis tonight. And that's good enough for 6th. Well, for the first time, let's say hello to Amanda Busick. How you doing, Amanda?
Hey, Jamie, and as you covered at the top of the show, this guy right here is a forever champion in the Nascar Craftsman Truck Series. Just how many people have referred to you as champ today, Ty?
Quite a few, but it's a good feeling. Yeah, there's been a lot of work that's gone into this my whole career, and to finally break through, get that championship, just means the world to me and a lot of people that have helped me get here. So there's been so many of them. Just excited to be here back at Daytona, ready to start off 2025 and defend our title. Have a brand new truck here this weekend, so we would have liked a little bit of practice. So that first lap in this brand new truck will be right here for qualifying. So a little bit of an unknown, qualifying at a super speedway, the brand new truck, but sharp looking, soda sense on the side of it. So excited to defend our quest to defend that title.
Good luck this season, champ.
Thank you.
That's a great point he just brought up, Michael. A lot of these brand new trucks, a lot of young drivers, all they wanted was just to get on track, just to set their mind at ease, know that everything is good. They did not get that opportunity, so there's a lot of nerves.
Well, I bet you Todd Majeski's pretty confident in Joe Shear and that team, what they've been able to bring to him, for him here to Daytona. I think it'll just be a validation that he has a good truck when he goes and runs this lap in a bit. Good lap there for Norm. Look at that. Up to 3rd so far in that 6th truck.
Norm Benny. You never know where he's going to show up, but you know he's always going to show up at Daytona.
And you know what he's going to have? A huge smile on his face. So thankful for the opportunity to get out here and give it a chance in the Truck Series, especially here at Daytona.
Mason Maggio, the 20-year-old out of Palm Beach, Florida.
You're going to go from 73-year-old Norm to 20-year-old Mason?
You got to love it. Got it all in the Craftsman Truck Series.
Norm's trying to become the oldest driver ever to start a truck race.
3rd oldest, I believe. We actually had a couple a little bit older than him. Mason Maggio tracking 4th right now.
Just running these laps around Daytona, just tucking it right to that yellow line best you can. Another thing that's important, Jamie, we're talking about hundredths of seconds that can make a difference between pole, not on the pole, or making the race or not. You got to launch well. We're going to watch a couple trucks later in this session when they gun it off pit road, when they hit those shifts precisely when they're supposed to. All that makes a difference.
Jumped up to 3rd. How about this guy, Frankie Muniz? Yes, the actor. He's going full-time truck racing. He's still to come. Stay with us from Daytona. And we welcome you back to Speed Weeks presented by Advent Health. 9 drivers have gone so far as Truck Series qualifying continues. All 38 drivers will take a lap around in round 1. The 10 fastest will go to round 2. Well, we said hello to Amanda. Let's say hello to Josh Sims. Josh, it's been a busy week already, but here we are with the trucks.
Yeah, it certainly has been a busy week. It's going to be a busy night for Daniel Hemrick. First truck start since 2018 and first full season since 2016. So it's like riding a bike, though, right?
It's like Larry Mack with your stats there, Josh. No, it is. We've been down here. We've been itching to get the Snap Auto Care Chevrolet Silverado out on the racetrack. Obviously, getting rained out yesterday in practice was a bummer, but yeah, just excited to kind of get this journey kicked off. Super thankful to everyone at MHR, McAnally Hillman Racing, for giving me the opportunity to come back here, be a part of Napa's 100th year in business. It's a huge deal, and Napa's 35th year with Bill McAnally himself. So really, really just honored, right, to be in a position still to race full time in one of the top 3 series, and doing some studying back over these last couple of weeks, watching these races. Man, these guys and girls, this Craftsman Truck Series has been wild. So look forward to going out here and mixing up with them as we go throughout the night.
Thanks, and good luck tonight.
Yeah, appreciate it. Thanks.
I think he said it so well. It's been wild. And that's what you're going to see tonight when they throw that green flag. These cats are going to get after it.
Yeah, it was interesting just hearing him yesterday. I talked to him in the garage, and he said just things have changed so much. As you see the 28 truck, Brian Doza.
He had to come back in because the 4 of Maggio didn't make it back.
So while he gets a push, we'll step aside. We'll continue. Just 2 days away on Sunday, it's the Great American Race. It takes center stage as NASCAR's greatest drivers battle in the biggest race of the year, the Daytona 500, where champions become legends. Coverage begins at 11:30 Eastern on Sunday. That's only on Fox. So everything has been moved up an hour, Michael, because there is impending weather Sunday afternoon. So green flag for the Daytona 500 is now at 2 o'clock. So be sure to tune in. Mark your calendars.
Frank Kelleher, NASCAR, everybody working together here at the Daytona International Speedway to make sure the fans have a wonderful experience. Starting in an hour early is proactive. You know, you don't want to be reactive. You want to get this thing underway. And Jamie, the best feeling of the 2025 season will be when they say, gentlemen, start your engines for the Daytona 500. The crowd is sold out. The place is going to be electric. Ooh, I love Sundays in Daytona. I can't wait.
I love your passion. You know that feeling so intimately. And I just said, you win this race, you're a legend. So you're a legend, but you'd rather be called an icon, Mikey. It's Michael.
I'm just happy to be here. I love NASCAR. I've been part of this thing forever. I was thinking the other day, I came through that tunnel for the first time 50 years ago, 1975. I was an infant. Don't get me wrong. I was just a baby.
Do the math. Hurry, stat guys.
Is that not exactly correct, Russell?
Maybe just off a few years or 20. Dawson Sutton.
Tracking right there on top of Clay Greenfield. You can see our animation there. That's the lap that Clay's on just ahead of Dawson, but it looks like he's gaining on him down the back. You know, Jamie, that could have been just a gust of wind. I talk about how close and tight things are. You catch the right gust of wind, it could push ahead of the guy you're racing against.
Dawson Sutton, one of our rookies, going for Rookie of the Year this year. Took over the last handful of races last season.
And did a great job.
Yeah, he
Very
did.
competitive. It was fun to see Dawson get on the track and get his legs under him and have some competitive races.
So Sutton clocks in second. Let's check in with Amanda.
Well, we were talking about Norm Benning, and Michael, you were saying how thankful he is to be here. And Norm, I know you just celebrated a birthday in January. You don't want me to tell everyone how old you are, but what keeps bringing you out this way, Norm?
My father raced. It's in my blood, and my doctor has no cure for it, so here I am. I just love crawling in the window, especially at Daytona. As I said before, I've been turned 4. I was 10 years old watching the races. Couldn't wait till I get here, and now I don't want to go away. But I love it, and looks like we got a shot of being in.
We definitely have a shot in it, and I know that font was up there that did say the true age, but Michael, he told me, don't believe everything I read down here.
He's an inspiration to me, Amanda. I just love his passion. Those smiles say it all for me, and he gets out there and gets it done, and you know, that just gives everybody that is getting up there in their years, like we talked about me. It really inspires you to do more than you've ever done before. Just keep digging.
Here's one of the youngsters, Jake Garcia, to the top of the board with the 51.35. One of the 5 Thor Sport trucks in the field. Nice lap by him.
That's amazing.
We talked about the actor, superstar, if you were a fan of Malcolm in the Middle, Agent Cody Banks. There are quite a few shows. That is this guy.
Yeah, Frankie Muniz from 2000, the year 2000, Malcolm in the Middle. I just hope tonight Harvick or Logano says it's Malcolm up the middle as Frankie Muniz splits the traffic and goes toward the front.
So he ran a full season of ARCA 2 years ago. Last year, kind of dabbled in the truck series a little bit. And this kid is so passionate. This man is so passionate about racing in this series full time. I mean, you just put a microphone in front of him and he runs, Michael. He's just like you. I mean, this is what he's wanted to do his whole life. So looking forward to seeing what Frankie Muniz can do this season.
And as Frankie wraps up his lap, Chandler Smith is down on pit road and he's getting ready to launch. If he can get his motor cranked, I'm getting a report.
Nice and straight here.
Nice and
all
straight.
the way to the line. As soon as we go across it, we're going to shut it down.
I love the hood of that truck. I'm not sure what it is, but it's a little cute face.
Good speed. You can see Chandler Smith is behind the wheel of his Long John Silver. That was my favorite place to eat when I was a kid, by the way. It's Long John Silver's truck. If he can get it fired up, we're going to hop on board and watch this launch. See, he pulls up here and stops. Make sure he has his brakes working because the teams can pull the brake pads away for speed, and that's not allowed by NASCAR. Now he's going to do his best to precisely, little wheel spin there, grabbing the gears. He's told to shift exactly at 7,500. And so his eyeballs are focused on that. You can see the intensity in his eyes. This is a really important part of the driver's job. Make sure he does the pit road exit perfectly so he maximizes for the team. Remember, Jamie, we haven't raced since November. They've been tweaking on this truck since then. This is their baby. This is their pride and joy. And he wants to go out and get every hundredth of a mile an hour out of this thing he can get. The Ford Performance on board showing us his line up high, coming to the green. I talked about taking the shortcut on your money lap, but you want to get all the momentum you can coming to the green up top around the track, and that's exactly what Chandler's doing here. And as he gets to the start-finish line, he'll cut to the yellow line, and that's where he will stay for 2.5 miles. Look at those eyeballs.
See him in the green.
I expect this cat to have a really strong 25 season. Heck, I'm even going to put him in my championship 4, Jamie. The team has proven how fast they are. We know how good Chandler is. It's going to be a great season for this team.
Yeah, he has a great history in the truck series. It was brief, but he certainly made his presence known. You see exactly what you mentioned earlier on.
Yeah, he's not waving at us. He's just trying to deflect a little bit of air around that spoiler to try to get all the speed he can, and then puts his hands on the wheels because you can see it's a bit of a handful. The thing's just bouncing around a little bit with him, so he wants to have those hands on his wheel. I think he might come back to that window coming to the checker. Now he's going to keep his hands on the wheel, but look at that right eyeball, just so focused. And there it is.
To the top for Chandler Smith. But by the way, really glad to see him driving a truck again after the hard hit he had last night in the dual race. He had to go in the infield care center, x-rays. He said it was the hardest hit that he has ever experienced, Michael, and for him to be behind the wheel today is incredible. Take a look back last night, what we're talking about. This was Chandler Smith trying to race his way to the Daytona 500.
Yeah, and just try to squeeze into a place that wasn't there. The 7 car was down low. He tried to squeeze in, and it turned him head on into the outside wall. And as a guy that's hit a few of those walls over the year, it really just gets your attention, especially with that angle straight up into the outside wall. Glad he's okay and able to do what he did here today, put his truck so far on the pole.
Well done by Chandler Smith. Bailey Curry, the 44 truck, out on track. Driftwood, Texas native.
Love his spirit. Always comes to the track and has showed a lot of speed. Look for good things out of him this year.
One of the Nice trucks. You mentioned Nice earlier with Matt Mills. We've got 3 full-time drivers this season.
We've seen Ross Chastain get behind the wheel of those trucks every now and then and show what kind of speed they got. Bailey Curry, always a good shot at the top 5 when he gets behind the wheel. And then Caden Honeycutt, man, he's one of the young cats that I'm watching this season. Speaking of young cats, here's Johnny Sauter. We'll go the other end of the spectrum.
Yes,
champion.
The young age of 46, former champion, former Daytona winner. Saw him in the truck garage. He's like, I never know when my next truck race is. Duke Thorson called me up, invited me to come here for Daytona. He's like, you can't turn it down. So it's good to see old Johnny back in the saddle.
You darn right it is.
Good looking truck.
He's the winningest driver ever here at Daytona in the trucks with three wins. That just shows you the talent he has and the champion that he is. No matter where you go, he's going to be tough to beat.
You know, Thor Sport has 5 trucks in the field, 4 of them champion drivers.
Wow.
And they told me that's never happened before. 4 champions in the race at Daytona. Pretty special.
Look at this speed.
Johnny Sauter to the top.
There it is.
51-17 has set the bar. Hey, Josh.
Well, down here with Michael McDowell, a Daytona 500 champion, but no truck starts here at Daytona, and your last truck start was over a decade ago. You told me before you're a little bit nervous. Is the nerves ramping up a little bit?
Okay, first of all, you just called me old. And second, I am totally nervous. It's been 16 years since I sat in a Craftsman truck. H pattern, I haven't driven an H pattern in 4 or 5 years, but excited to drive this Gold Bowling Silverado Chevy truck. Like you said, it's my first time at Daytona, but luckily I have some experience in a lot of different cars, a lot of different packages, never in the truck. But you have to be a little bit nervous. Normally I'm in the bus watching all these crazy truckers, and tonight I'm going to be one of them, so it's pretty exciting.
Good luck, man. He's got an awesome feature with our Tom Rinaldi as well. You're going to see on Sunday on race day, Jamie.
You know, Jamie, I could have loaned him my Z20. I have an 80 Z28. It's got an H pattern. I could have loaned it to him. He could have cruised around town a little bit and got warmed up for this.
I love it. Just the things that have changed in this series.
That's right.
Well, I asked Michael, so why'd you decide to come back now? And he's like, you know, I kind of have this dream to win in all 3 levels of NASCAR, and he's obviously done it in Cup, and he still has to check that box for trucks and for Xfinity. So it's fun to see a Daytona 500 champ behind the wheel here.
Yeah, he's got a great attitude toward this sport. Very talented young racer. You see Nathan Bird on the track, tracking behind Norm Benning, trying to get on the bubble. Didn't do it. I think that's going to lock our man Norm into the show. Is that correct, stat gentlemen? Good lap by Norm earlier. He was able to hold off Nathan Bird there. He also outran Parker Kligerman. A few really fast trucks. Norm's faster than. So we'll see if he can get in this race at 73.
Justin Carroll on track now. So you see that cut line, I said the cut line, that's your favorite word, Michael. You see it to the left, right underneath the 10th spot. Remember, that is the top 10 fastest trucks. After this round, we'll move on to the second round, and that's where we will decide the pole sitter for tonight's race. So we're just told Norm Benning has locked himself in.
There you go.
Amanda, tell him. He's going to be so excited. That smile
just got bigger, didn't it?
Absolutely.
Justin Carroll's off the pace there, you see, of Norm Benning. Carroll's the slowest of the drivers that have taken a lap.
So Carroll, 17 of 17. How about that, Norm Benning?
He knows it now, right?
73 years young. He'll be racing in the big show tonight. It is Speed Weeks in Daytona. The best week of the year. We've had a lot going on all week long, but tonight the truckers take to the track for their first race of the season. How about the infield grass? Absolutely stunning what they've done here.
Everything about this facility is stunning to me. I talked about coming through that tunnel and the emotions and the memories and then knowing that one of these truckers are going to create one of the best memories of their lives tonight. That's going to happen. It's just a special place.
Under the lights too. It's always magical. That's coming up tonight at 7:30 on FS1. Kevin Harvick, Joey Logano will be joining me here in the booth as Tyler Ankrum is on track. It's got to be a good feeling starting the second year in a row.
And he's led this race every time he's been in it, and so he knows how to get to the front. See if he can seal the deal tonight.
He was with McAnally last year for the first time. Built the team around him.
Good young man.
He is.
A cattle farmer living in Statesville, North Carolina. I went and chased some cows around at his joint one day and learned about his passion for livestock and country living. He's a good kid.
Did your boots match his?
No, he has some quality. He has some quality boots. Looks like he's got a quality truck too. He's able to squeeze ahead of Norm here. This is racing for the bubble spot. That's what we're comparing to.
So we're being told that Ankram's time will be disallowed because he failed to stop for the brake check, Michael, that you explained they have to do.
Yeah, the teams can pull the brake pads away from the calipers, which means that there's less resistance there. But NASCAR doesn't allow that, so they make them stop so they know they have those brakes. And evidently, Tyler's just rolled on through. So another quality truck that Norm's going to be ahead of when they go racing tonight.
Yes, he will. So Ankram will have to start in the back of the field. So let's see what exactly happened.
Did he forget? I mean, you got an official there. How are you not gonna stop there?
He's telling him right there, clearly stop. Maybe he couldn't.
Maybe so. Well, he stopped. NASCAR decided
it was late.
He didn't stop on the line, but then the official waved him ahead, so I'm sure they're going to argue about that.
So as of now, that's how it stands for the 19.
I think there's going to be a little bit of argument among the team and NASCAR on that one because he did get it stopped.
Yeah, excuse me, the 18 for Tyler Ankram. Here we have Heim time. Corey Heim, 6 wins last season. It's been incredible. Both full-time seasons in the sport. He's been one to beat, but Michael, he came up 1 spot short for the championship in Phoenix in November.
Yeah, he was our favorite. You know, we talked about Daniel Hemrick being a part of that championship for this year. We think we're going to put Corey Heim right back in that battle for the championships. He's a very talented young racer and came really close last year, but came up just short. I think he went to the top of the scoring pylon. There it is, 51.13, about half a tenth faster than Johnny Sauter, so put Corey Heim on the provisional pole here in Daytona.
And the one, this will be the star truck this year for Tricon Garage. William Sawalich back behind the wheel, did a handful of truck races last year as well as ARCA Menards Series races. He's moved up though, Michael. He's full-time in the Xfinity Series for Joe Gibbs Racing.
I'm glad he's visiting down here with us.
Yeah.
He's just a talented young guy, a driver that we think, you know, when you talk about William Sawalich, you already are thinking he's going to win cup races one day. When you have that type of beginning to your career, it just really, really gets people's attention, and he has that type of speed.
Well, you have to be 18 to race here. He turned 18 last October. So making his first start at Daytona, get that experience before the Xfinity race that will be on Saturday. So a lot of laps around here.
Bailey Curry's on the bubble, as you see there, and Williams trailing Bailey. Still going to be a solid start.
Sawalich, 15th.
When you say Daytona, you have to say long shots. And so if you qualify into this race and you play your game right tonight, you could be a guy that wins the trophy here in Daytona. So that's certainly a fast enough truck there with the 17th or 15th starting spot so far to get the job done tonight.
And here's Andres Perez, one of 6 rookies going for Rookie of the Year this year. What a stacked class we have. There they all are right there, the 2025 rookie class.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if over half those drivers win races this year. You know, I've seen a lot of potential out of Gio. Dawson Sutton, like I said earlier, great start to the season. Connor Mozak, we know how good he is on the road courses, so you got a lot of drivers there that can get it done.
Well, and Tony Breidinger, what she did in the ARCA Menards Series, quite a few top 5s, many top 10s. But Andres Perez, who's on track right now, he is the 2024 ARCA Menards Series champion. So earned this right to move up. That's what that series is all about. So he's full-time this year with Spire Motorsports.
I'll tell you what, if you want a great role model, if you're Andres Perez, Daniel Suarez, a driver that moved to America. He couldn't even speak English. Sat down this morning with Daniel and his teammates and had pancakes, and you'll see that on Sunday before the Daytona 500. Just so much energy and so thankful about his ability to go race in NASCAR.
So Andres Perez is 9th. Let's check in with Josh. You have some breaking news, Josh. What's happening?
Yeah, well, some bad news for the 52 of Stuart Friesen. You can show you right here. So for the team, the track bar was not sealed down the correct way. They attempted to seal it up, but NASCAR penalized them for that. So as a result, they do not get to qualify. So a tough break for the 52 right now, and a frustrated Stuart Friesen I just spoke with.
I bet. So, you know, you hate to start in a hole, and when you start last at Daytona. But I'll tell you what, Josh, starting last might be better than starting 20th. At least you're not in the middle of the mess. You can see it all out your windshield. Hopefully be able to make his way to the front throughout the evening.
Jack Wood is back, and this time he is full-time. He dabbles last year ran the ARCA West. You see him in the ARCA Menards National Series. He's done a lot of truck races, but now he gets to focus solely on this one truck and run full-time, try to win some races. Out of Loomis, California, Northern California kid, packed up his bags as a teenager like so many of the drivers, moved cross country to live out his dream. '19 truck, Daniel Hemrick. Talked about him coming back to the Truck Series after quite a few years. He's had quite a journey. Cup Series, Xfinity Series, won a championship, back to the Cup Series, and now he's back in the trucks.
Well, I've already established my 4 favorites to be a part of our championship 4. And I know we haven't even run one lap of a race yet, but, you know, you just know the history of these drivers. And this guy, he's on my list. This McAnally Hilgeman team and the talent that Daniel has behind the wheel. That pressure-packed pass he made at Phoenix to win the Xfinity Championship. Holy cow, he can get it done.
Well, he told me the reason he came to the Truck Series was Bill McAnally offered him this ride, and he knew he couldn't turn it down. You saw what Christian Eckes did in this 19 truck last year. He wants to be a threat to win races every week, and he wants to be a threat to win the championship. So I'm really looking forward to seeing what he can do.
100%.
Daniel Hemrick, currently 8th. His best lap there, 51.47. Grant Enfinger, a little bit different look for him.
Yeah, that's wild, isn't it?
He's camo.
He's all camoed out, but I can still see him just fine.
Can you?
Fairhope, Alabama's Grant Enfinger. Just a really talented racer that is just proven week in and week out, doesn't matter where you go, he's going to be a guy you got to beat. We didn't mention his name a whole lot during the early parts of the 24 season, but as it became playoff time, he just started being faster and faster and winning and winning. That's what you expect out of this veteran. He's a veteran that knows how to get it done in the Truck Series.
Well, he joined CR7 Motorsports last year, like you mentioned, Michael. It took a little building time for them the first half of the season. And the last 4 races, top 10 each race, 2 of those wins. So they're certainly looking to build upon that.
Beautiful family.
And a pet pig.
A pet pig. I wasn't going to go there, Jamie, but we have to say Wilbur's name on TV.
We do.
Grant would be very disappointed if we didn't.
We'll talk about the racers. I'll talk about his animals.
Give Grant the 4th spot so far. Good lap for that number 9 truck.
Caden Honeycutt, this is a young man we talked a lot about. Michael, I know you're a big fan of his and what he has done. So let's get to know Caden Honeycutt.
My name's Caden Honeycutt. I'm 21 years old from Aledo, Texas. My favorite race moment's winning the 2024 Snowball Derby. Best moment of life. Just winning that race was extremely special to me and my family. And I think this year's our year because we can do it. Everyone at Nice Motorsports has been working extremely hard. One of those years to remember.
I think he can do it. I'm really high on this young man. When he got behind the wheel for a few of his starts in 24, we just saw the ability, the talent to run up front. And so he's going to be another fun one to watch.
Ran 14 truck races last year, 6 top 10s out of those. Phil Gould, longtime crew chief in the sport, working with him once again. Tracking in the green. This is for the bubble.
Looks like he's got that bubble covered. In fact, put him up to the 6th spot so far. Good lap for the 45 truck.
26 of 38 trucks have gone.
Here's Gio.
Gio Ruggiero.
Massachusetts driver. Said his uncle inspired him to get behind the wheel of a race car, and has been at it ever since.
Happened relatively quickly for him. He's the Toyota development driver. Ran in the ARCA Menard series. Certainly always in the screen, right? Because he's running top 5. Got a lot of speed. He'll be full-time. Of course, Taylor Gray moved up and on to the Xfinity series. So Gio is the new
smoke
driver.
there out of the right side of that 17 truck. Is that what I'm seeing?
Yeah, it does.
Sometimes fender clearances can be an issue. Looks a little low on that side, like something might be wrong with it. Plus the speed's not there. I believe something broke on that truck, Jamie. Could be a sway bar maybe that came unhooked, but something isn't right.
Yeah, well, his teammate William Sawalich didn't have great speed either. He's 20th right now.
Yeah, but that's bigger than that.
You see some sparks coming out of the back of that truck. We'll dive into that and see what exactly is going on underneath the 17. So 25th for Gio Ruggiero. Plenty more trucks still to come. There's Raja Karuth. Who's that? Carson Hocevar just out hanging out with his buddies. And we're back at Daytona. Gio Ruggiero, trouble. Michael, you noticed some smoke.
Yeah, the right front tire definitely got cut. It's be interesting to see if it was just a cut tire from debris on the track, or if maybe there was a problem on the right front with the suspension of some sort, caused the tire rub. And then you can see here, as we look at the 17 truck going into turn 1, there goes the right front tire. Could have been just cut from something on the road, but maybe there's a bigger problem. We'll find out later.
So let's get a follow-up on Tyler Ankrum in that situation, Josh.
Yeah, another one of the drivers that had an issue during qualifying. So from your understanding, bring me through the lap, what happened and what you were told.
I think it was a pretty good lap. I mean, I think it was Chevy truck. Line of Chevy truck was pretty quick. I think it was good enough for the second round at least. I don't know. You know, it's hard when you don't have practice. I just braked and there was nothing there. I know the left front locked up, and I got stopped because the official slammed on the hood and said go. So I don't. Yeah, right there. I mean, like, yeah, I go past him, and I don't know. And he slaps on the hood, tells me to go, and just there's no advantage to braking late at Daytona, considering just the launch is so important. So I don't know. It's tough. It sucks for the guys, but we'll diagnose this here and make sure it's good for the race.
Thanks and good luck.
Well, the thing that's crazy for me is it stopped. I mean, so obviously he just his brakes weren't bled properly, and he just didn't get it stopped as soon as he should. But it did stop, and the official did tell him to go. And another point he made, which I didn't think of, he would have been better off to stop where the line was, because his launch was later, which cuts down on his time to get his engine, his truck up to speed. So crazy, but he can still win, Jamie.
It's Daytona. Can win from wherever. All right, as Gio Ruggiero gets towed back to the garage, we'll step aside. The 2024 Craftsman Truck Series Rookie of the Year is on track, Lane Riggs. He's on his hot lap now. Michael, we talked about the season that this young man had last year. Took a little bit longer than he wanted it to, but he broke through.
But when he did, he broke through with authority. A couple of wins late in the season, championship caliber end of his year. Plus, you remember the big celebration when he hurt his shoulder?
It popped out of place.
And he popped it right back in and continued celebrating. That's how tough this young man is.
And he had off-season surgery. Actually, he was up on the stage collecting his Rookie of the Year honors, and he was in a sling, so it's good to go now.
I talked to him earlier today, and I said, are you going to hold your hand out the window to stabilize the net? And he said, I'm not sure yet. I've never done that before. I said, well, use your good arm if you do. So
Riggs, 21st. Ben Rhodes, a former winner here at Daytona, 27-year-old from Louisville, Kentucky. He's a Kentuckian like you, Michael.
Reunited, and it feels so good. It's got Rich Lucius calling the shots for Ben Rhodes.
I've heard that story before.
Yeah, I have too. So have those two, and they're happy to be together.
And we laugh because they started the season together last year. They actually won the championship together two years ago now. And they were together at the start of the season. They swapped crew chiefs by the end. Well, they made a change, and they're still together here at Daytona.
Rich is a good man. That's where I get a lot of my inside information about strategies and plans for the races.
Look at this, Michael.
Wow, stretching it out.
Good speed for the 99. Ben Rhodes to the top.
There you have it.
Came to play. He's got some horseshoes on that. Maybe some good luck he brought.
I like that. You know, the Kentucky guy with horseshoes, doesn't that make sense?
It makes sense. I'm a Colts fan, so I like those horseshoes. It's hard being a Colts fan, just FYI. There he is.
There's that arm holding that window net, trying to deflect all the air out of that big old boxy cab that he can.
How good does that feel to walk in the garage, Michael, knowing that you are a defending series champion?
Well, this truck's handling good. He's got that arm stabilized on that net all the way through the corner.
Look how close he sits to his steering wheel.
Well, that's because he's not real tall.
Well, I know. It's just a comfort thing. You see all different setups.
You know, I tell people all the time, a race car driver's technique, it's like almost like a golfer. There's 100 different ways to hit a golf ball, and you see that on the PGA Tour. All of them are effective, but none of them look exactly alike. Same thing by sitting behind the wheel of a truck. You can have that wheel close to you, far away. You can have one arm on the wheel if you choose to do so, or both. And any one of them works for whoever you are. But that's a great effort there for Majeski.
Third for Ty Majeski. Back-to-back Thor Sport trucks. Some good speed that they brought. Seven trucks still remain. The Gold Bowling 07. Michael McDowell, former Daytona 500 champion. This has got to feel interesting. We heard from him earlier. Hasn't been in a truck in 16 years.
Wow. Well, it's like riding a bike. He will become completely comfortable with this truck in the next couple of minutes. Understanding this is valuable, though, to get out here and get this lap in. He's got to buckle up and go racing tonight in this thing, but he will learn everything he needs to know in this little qualifying run.
First truck race since 2009. I believe he and wife Jamie have had 5 children in that time.
Yeah.
And you'll see their whole story on Sunday during the Daytona 500 pre-race show. Tom Rinaldi sat down with him. It's a great story. We'll cry, I'm sure. Tom has that ability.
I walked into a restaurant in Cornelius, North Carolina, where I live, and Michael and his beautiful wife and family were sitting there. He had kids hooked to the chair, hooked to the tail. They were everywhere. So, this is a perfect family picture that you've got put together here. So really cool to see Michael. You remember the beginning to his career might have been the end with that terrible crash he had down in Texas in qualifying. That was when he was driving for my team. Man, just to see him walk away from that and then to have the success he's had now and really, really putting things together at this stage of his career. It's really fun to watch.
Michael comes out at turn 4. We'll see what kind of speed he'll end up with. He's on the bubble. Michael McDowell, 25th.
The good thing about that lap, Jamie, he can win from there. And that's exactly what he's going to say to his crew when he gets back to the garage area.
His teammate, Justin Haley, another Cup Series driver. Again, same story. I talked to Justin yesterday and said, why the Truck Series? And he said, well, I've won at Daytona in the Cup Series. I've won at Daytona in the Xfinity Series. I'm going to win here in the trucks.
Isn't that fun?
He's one to watch.
Yeah.
He's one of those that just has a knack for drafting in this style of racing. So looking forward to seeing what Justin Haley can do.
He's only raced the trucks here once and he finished second. So he just needs to improve by that.
Yeah.
Improve on that by one.
One of 3 Spire trucks. Raja Karuth, their teammate, coming up in just a couple of trucks from now.
Locking in several trucks here in this session that will go on to battle for the pole when we re-rock them here in a bit.
There's only one driver that's wishing we'd end it now. Ben Rhodes. He's got to go out there and do it again. Hey, Chase Briscoe did it on Wednesday night, put up that monster lap in the first round and was able to back it up and get the pole for the Daytona 500.
Haley
14th
in that number 7 truck.
Tanner Gray back for another season. Saw him find victory lane in the ARCA series last year. Dabbles over there a little bit. I know that helped his confidence a little bit.
Yeah, we saw that shot of Dawson Sutton on pit road pensively looking out at the racetrack, and you could see why. He's on the bubble, and here comes Tanner Gray trying to remove him from that.
Want to see green, not red.
It'll be between these two. There's Sutton. What's he doing? What's he doing? Gray doing a great job holding that thing straight and steady right on the bottom of the racetrack. And this is a battle. Look how close.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, it's going to be Sutton.
At 2/100ths, Tanner Gray, 11th.
Team gets together and says, now what do we do? How do we go with that? We got Raja Ruth hitting the road.
Saw Raja down there talking to Carson Hocevar. His teammate, this guy is a sponge. He will talk to anybody. Actually, McDowell told me, he said it's funny because Raja, you know, he's such a sponge. He said, I'm actually learning from Raja, asking him how to, you know, handle these trucks, what to expect around here for qualifying him for the race.
Don't you just love talking to him, though?
He's great.
Like, knowing how you say he's just wants to be an open book and understand everything he can learn about racing, but then he wants you to understand everything he's learning as a media person, you know. So he's really one of those guys you enjoy talking to down on pit road.
Just graduated from Winston-Salem University in December. Got his degree. Something to fall back on. Again, look how close.
I know it was interesting because it was really close with the last run, but at the very end you saw Sutton pull ahead. Be interesting if he got a little bit of speed at the start-finish line that allowed him to do so. He
Not
did it
gonna be
again.
enough, yeah. Sutton hanging on.
Just needs to do that a couple more times.
Got it. Tony Breidinger, woman we talked about quite a bit in the ARCA Menard series. She's here full time. Let's get to know her.
My name is Tony Breidinger, and I'm from San Francisco, California. I started racing in go-karts when I was 9, and it was just a random activity that I tried with my twin sister. We both fell in love with it. Kind of rest was history. This will be my first full time in the truck series, so a lot of new, definitely learning curve, and a lot of new tracks that I'm going to go to, so pretty excited for it all.
We're excited too. It's going to be fun to watch this young lady figure these trucks out. Get out here and mix it up. Obviously a very talented young racer to progress through the ranks like she's done.
She was actually on the track for Open Wheel. Her dad owned a team, and she won many championships and just decided she wanted to go the stock car route. So moved to North Carolina, ran the ARCA Menard series, the Toyota GR Cup, and now full-time here at Tricon Garage.
Slots in 27th at a 51.72. learn a lot back there in that pack with the way the trucks bounce around and draft.
Well, she's going to have her teammates back there. They're all running about the same. 5 full-time trucks for Tricon Garage this year. And by the way, the Daytona 500 entry that they've been working on. So they've had their hands full and will all season here.
Dawson Sutton says, come on, bring it. I've turned the last 3 or 4 away. I believe I can take care of business here with you too, Connor Mosak. So that's a beautiful, brightly colored number 81 Chevrolet for Mosak. As he works his way down that back straightaway. You know, we talked about a couple things, Jamie, in qualifying, what kind of speed you got, what kind of downforce, how the truck handle, what you're learning. But it's also really great for these drivers just to have a visual of what they're going to be faced tonight when they go racing and how that truck performed in qualifying. This is helpful.
They've all spent a lot of time inside on the simulators, but nothing like the real thing, right, Michael? And this is their one glimpse at it before tonight. There's Dawson looking. He hangs on. Dawson Sutton sitting on the bubble. How about Matt Crafton? That beautiful bright yellow Menards truck. Still trucking.
After all these years, 25th season. And you know what? That smile he has on his face, it's as genuine and as fun as Norm Bennings is. He's just happy to be here.
Started every race since debut in 2000. 3-time Truck Series champion. I think Duke says, man, you won 3 championships for me. You're here as long as you want to be.
And that makes me happy. I'm glad chasing checker flags is still a part of Matt's life.
Great to have him there and in the fold. All the young drivers that have come and gone from, Thor Sport, and he's been able to help.
What about Dawson? Says, I got you too, buddy.
That's true.
He's turning them away left and right.
He is.
That's gaining on the back straightaway, though. I feel like Sutton just had a really good exit to turn 4 and down to the start-finish line that enabled him to hold everyone off so far. See if that's the case with Crafton.
Dawson's got to be holding his breath.
Oh, it's so close again. Oh.
Can he do it? No. Matt Crafton, 11th. Dawson Sutton moving on.
Look at that smile. Heck yeah. That was a long wait to see if he was going to get to play in the next round.
So you see that yellow line, all the trucks above that. We'll move on to the second round. Let's hear from Dawson. Now he can breathe, Amanda.
Great emotion with the team and some handshakes. How much relief is going through you right now?
Yeah, it's pretty cool, to be in the top 10. Struggled a little bit last year, but we got a really good team lined up for this year, and hopefully we can go out and prove some points this year, and hopefully just have a good start to the night here at Daytona.
Awesome, Dawson. Have fun.
Thank you.
Awesome, Dawson. I like it. Dawson Sutton, the rookie, moving on, but it was Ben Rhodes, the fastest. They're all chasing him. Can he put down another fast lap and capture the pole? Stay with us.
Speed Weeks rolls on in Daytona with the NASCAR Cup Series, Xfinity Series, and ARCA Menard Series on track this week, culminating in the 67th running of the Daytona 500 this Sunday on Fox. Check your local listings or go to NASCAR.com for the latest tune-in information.
Michael, I hope nobody has plans. Just stay at home. There's plenty of coverage coming your way. And we have more to come here. Look at the top 10 advancing to the second round. Who will capture the pole? As we mentioned, all drivers chasing Ben Rhodes. Josh, what does he think? Can he redo that?
Well, Jamie, I caught up with Ben Rhodes in the garage earlier, and he told me, hey, Josh, we just got to find some speed. I think you found it. How do you keep that going in the second round?
Yeah, well, we're here now, right? So Thor Sport Racing has 4 trucks out of the top 10 right now, which is really good. Testament to them. They ended the season strong with Ty Majeski getting the championship, and a pole for one of us out of these 4 that are in it would be really spectacular to start off the year. Doesn't mean nothing when the race starts, right? Doesn't mean anything, but it's a feather in the cap that they can build fast race trucks, and that's really important to our race team.
Ben told me it would mean something to him and Rich because they have never won a pole together in all these years, Jamie.
Well, perhaps today would be the day. Well, those top 10 moving on. Coming up, 2 going home. You see it right there. Brian Doza and Justin Carroll. Maybe they're hopping on the Thunderbird. Quick trip home. NASCAR continues to take a leadership role in evolving the sport into a more sustainable operation. A couple of examples right here at the Daytona 500. Earlier this week, NASCAR Impact announced a food recycling program at all NASCAR-owned tracks, which will divert roughly 80,000 pounds of food waste from going to landfills each season, and also unveiled expansive EV charging infrastructure here in Daytona. These announcements come on the heels of Chevrolet and Ford announcing their battery electric cars joining the NASCAR ABB EV prototype on the track. So good for NASCAR to do that. We've been hearing about their effort with that ABB EV prototype over the last couple of years.
That car is amazing. The ABB EV is just something that's phenomenal, and I'm really proud it's on the horizon.
So we look at Lake Lloyd. Got 10 drivers moving on, and Chandler Smith, one of them, Amanda.
Yeah, Jamie, and Chandler Smith returns to us in the Truck Series for a full season effort, but it was last night that he had that brutal hit in race 1 of the duels. I know we showed a replay of that earlier. How are you?
I'm definitely beat up. My back hurts, my arm hurts, my wrist hurts. I'm beat up, as you would think, but super grateful for the opportunity I had last night, and more grateful for the opportunity I got to run with my number 38 group tonight. Our number 38 Long John Silver F-150 was pretty solid in the first round, and we're looking to pick up about 4 spots in the second round here. So,
what are your intentions this season?
Go out, collect as many trophies as possible, and the biggest trophy in Phoenix. That's the intentions.
We're glad to see that you look good today, Chandler.
Yeah, thank you.
I was referring to the wreck from last night in the duel race, trying to qualify for the Daytona 500.
I mean, this is at over 180 miles an hour. Tries to squeeze down low. There wasn't room to do so, and it just cut him right up into that outside wall. You just can't, you can see the pain and the agony. You just can't explain exactly what that feels like from a guy that's done it a few times.
And he's here for the full season, so there's no sitting this one out for Chandler Smith. Craftsman Truck Series qualifying rolls on as the second round kicks off. Dawson Sutton, the young rookie, takes to the track. He's first up.
This is a moment of pride for the team, too. You know, they worked all winter, like I said, preparing this truck since they left Phoenix to get ready for Daytona. And to be able to go out there and put that Rackley War team into this top 10 and go for a chance to win the pole. A lot of proud mechanics down there on pit road. You saw Dawson working his way through, turning away 4 or 5 other trucks at the end of that session to make this run. The team feels real good about this. And they know, I talked before the show, maybe 10th place, some of the team members and drivers were telling me is a sweet spot. Qualify around 10th, that's a lot of speed in your truck, but it also means that it's got some stability and some good handling.
Just 7 starts last year. Ty Dillon was driving this truck and then kind of became his mentor as Dawson took over the reins. Really liking what we're seeing so far out of this young man.
Knows that he's got the truck under him to go win the race tonight with, if he can just figure out how to put it all together.
So the checker flag in the air for Dawson Sutton. 51:42, the time to beat right now. So 10 trucks advance to this final round, but we're told that Johnny Sauter in the 66 will not qualify here. He had a tire issue.
I think it was rubbing on one of the fenders, and we saw earlier with Ruggiero when his truck rubbed a tire, how the problems that caused, so they didn't want to take a chance on having an issue, so they'll run that back to the garage area and see what they got.
How about a celebration for this guy, Clay Greenfield, making it to the final round?
He loves these opportunities, does Clay. Knows he can get out there and mix it up with the front runners tonight. Qualifying inside the top 10. Pretty cool.
Trip Bruce on the box for him. Been around a minute.
Yes, he has. That's a good way to put it, Jamie.
Knows how to build a fast race truck around these places.
One of the many veterans down there on pit road that you just always look forward to bumping into to see, you know, how the preparation has gone and what he's feeling and what the 2025 season is looking like.
like you said, you can win from anywhere tonight, but it's such a sense of pride just to come out with such a fast truck off the bat, go for the pole.
That's exactly right. Caden Honeycutt in this 45 truck. It'll be fun to watch him tonight. He'll have a chance to win this race. Got a couple of top 5 finishes and just a handful of starts. Al Neese and this team, Neese Motorsports, they bring such great trucks to the racetrack. It's got to be a real honor for Caden to be strapped into this number 45 and embarking on this full season.
4 trucks in the field. It's always nice to have some extra teammates around these places. Caden Honeycutt, looking forward to seeing what he can do. I mean, we talk about who's going to make the championship 4 in Phoenix, and it's hard to say in the truck series. There's a couple that will make it there.
Well, you think.
You think, yes. Things can go sideways, but you obviously Corey Heim every year has got to say that he's going to be in there.
And that's like Christian Eckes last year. He proved to us really early in the season that we thought he would be a part of that Final 4. And he did just that. See who the big stories are in 25. Wouldn't be surprised at all to see Caden Honeycutt make his way there.
So Honeycutt second after 3 trucks. There's Jake Garcia. Second year with Thor Sport.
Jared Prince. Crew chiefing for Jake in this 13 truck. Didn't have a great 24 season, looking to improve upon those numbers.
And what a shot in the arm to come out here like this right now, tracking first, see him in the green.
Look at that truck just buffeting along. You see the nose just really tightly bouncing up and down near the racetrack. These teams do so much engineering to make sure these trucks ride as low on the ground as they can, but you don't want to bump into the ground. That drag can hurt your speed, but you can see just how rigid the front of that truck is.
Comes to the stripe, to the top for Jake Garcia. Michael,
51-34 P1 right now.
I know we're both always asked, what's so special about Daytona? I mean, why is it just everything means so much? It's like if you win anything during Speed Week, it's a big deal. You get the pole in the truck series, you're going to carry that trophy around. Bubba last night with that trophy, holding his baby up in victory lane like he won the big race. Everything means something.
Has there ever been a cooler picture of Bubba and his baby with those headphones on and just the smile that he had, how proud he was to capture that victory?
It was like Simba, like the Lion King music should have played. It was such a great moment. But you walk around in this garage, everybody has their families here. Kickoff to the season.
I want to tell you who's a big fan of NASCAR, and that's his owner, Michael Jordan. I'm sure they had a really fun time last night after Bubba captured that trophy for his team.
Absolutely.
You see Grant Enfinger etching ahead of Jake Garcia. We're going in reverse order of how they finished that first round, so theoretically each truck should get a little faster, but it doesn't always work that way. Grant pacing to be the fastest so far. He ran a 51.30 in the first round and 51.28 that round, so pretty consistent.
A little quicker each time. 4 trucks still to go. Again, Johnny Sauter will not attempt to qualify here.
Do you know how much I love Long John Silver's?
My mom does too. I actually loved it when I was younger.
You were a kid. What about remember the crinkly things, the batter things that came with the fish and chips?
It was the crumbs.
The crumbs.
Get extra crumbs and you put the vinegar on it.
Daddy liked the crumbs.
We're always hungry up here, aren't we?
There goes that hand up. Get away from me, wind. I don't need you right now.
Chandler Smith knows how to get around. It's got to be interesting for him to come back to the truck series.
I think it's great. Even with Daniel Hemrick. You get these opportunities. You're in a race-winning truck. You go out and win 6-8 races in the championship. I mean, I don't want to run 12th in Xfinity. I don't want to run last in Cup. I want to be the best.
And that's what Hemrick said.
This is exactly the opportunity for these guys to do just that.
Front Row Motorsports has expanded to 2 full-time trucks. So Lane Riggs is the teammate. Chandler Smith, those two are going to be tough this year. Tracking second right now for Chandler.
Yeah, it was even with Grant, the ghost truck there as they went into turn 3, but Grant with a little bit more speed off 4. I'm always interested to see how these trucks go back and forth and how much it had to do with the temperature of the engine, the temperature of the transmission, the gear. All those things can make a difference. Also, a gust of wind can change things, so it's fun to watch that for me.
Chandler Smith third. Next up, Ty Majeski.
Sodasense on that number 98 championship truck. A lot of times he has our buddy Tim Duggar riding on the back of that truck.
Where is Tim? Always comes to the track.
He's going to be in Daytona. You can bet on that.
Playing music somewhere.
He's singing somewhere. What a great fan of the sport. What a great artist he is, and just a friend of this community.
Talk about a master pole sitter. This guy right here, Ty Majeski, 6 poles in 2024.
Well, he's a master of everything. Like, he can just get it done in all circumstances.
An engineer, knows exactly what's going on with that truck, how to make it faster.
This is a big lap.
Look at that eye. Look at no blinking.
Yeah.
Just the focus.
You want to be precise. You want to be perfect.
Looking down at that dash.
Remember what happened here a year ago? Started his 24 season march to the championship with a pole here at Daytona. And that's the fastest lap we've seen today.
To the top.
He picked it up by over 1/10 of a second. That could be enough, Jamie.
Well, Corey Himes says, can I beat that? And then Ben Rhodes is the big question. Tricon Garage, Corey Heim. Teammates seem to be off on speed, but Corey was able to find something.
That's interesting to me. You know, they share all those setups. They know what each other has. They've been to the wind tunnel. They've been in simulation. They know how these trucks are prepared.
Last year, Corey qualified 26th here. Off to a great start. Tracking second, Ty Majeski.
There's Majeski's coasting back to the pit area on the bottom of the racetrack as Heim goes by. Looks like he's going to clock in second so far. Pretty confident I know Corey Heim is about what that means about tonight's race.
And he'll stay there.
I'm going to be surprised if Ben can eclipse the speed put down by his teammate. We'll see. 98-99 on the front row sounds pretty good to Duke Thorson, doesn't it?
Be a happy man.
They're off to an even start.
Ben Rhodes last year, just looking at where he started, 24th deep in the field, which is probably why I told Josh Sims we need to make sure we find some speed, and we brought a better truck this time around. So far, he has done that. Tracking second to his teammate, Ty Majeski.
Got the lucky horseshoe on the side of the number 99. He's going to be a guy that will be tough to beat tonight. Knows how to get it done here at Daytona. And look at the speed off turn 4.
Oh, it's green. He's doing it, Michael.
Oh, it's so close.
It says first to the top, Ben Rhodes.
By 1/100th of a second.
Well, guys.
Good job, buddy. 50.99. Hell of a job.
You know, remember, Jamie, I talked about your hand out the window, precisely hitting your shifts, driving that thing perfectly. I mean, that's why right there, 1/100th of a second, the difference between first and second, a pole at Daytona or not, Ben obviously did his job perfectly.
Is this right? His last pole, August of 2018. This is huge for Ben Rhodes.
That team, I talked about the confidence and the sense of pride you get when you build a pole-winning truck for Daytona. That team is happy right now.
4th Daytona pole for Thor Sport Racing. That'll look nice. Take those pictures for the start of the race tonight. There it is, the front row. Ben Rhodes just edges out Ty Majeski. All the action coming up tonight. Truck Series will kick off at 7:30, but before that, Cup Series practice at 5:30 Eastern. Just keep it right here on FS1. For Michael Waltrip, I'm Jamie Little. Thanks for watching. Stay right here. We'll see you in a bit.